Hey guys, KRSF here with a double review. This time I'll be reviewing the RKF Kamen Rider Rampage Vulcan and RKF Kamen Rider Jin Burning Falcon from Kamen Rider 01. These are the Rider Kicks figures of Kamen Rider Vulcan and Jin's final forms, and each figure includes an alternate pair of hands as well as an alternate version of their belt weapon. So, let's get started.
Rampage Bullet! SHOTRISE. Gathering round. Rampage GATLING. Cheetah, Kamen, Rampage Vulcan, Falcon.
First up, we'll look at Kamen Rider Rampage Vulcan. Now, unlike Vulcan Assault Wolf, which gave him a bigger, more bulky looking set of armor, Rampage Vulcan goes back to a sleeker form and is more like an upgraded version of his original Shooting Wolf. Starting from the top down, the helmet has an asymmetrical design with the right half having a wolf pattern with blue and gold, while the other side has all these different colored panels to represent the other animals that are part of Rampage Vulcan. Coming down to the torso, we'll look at one half at a time. So for the entire right half we have this blue and gold design going all through it. And again, this is pretty similar to Shooting Wolf, though the different edges and different panels have changed a little bit in their design. The more interesting side is the left side, which has a bunch of different segments to represent the different skeletal animals of the PROGRISE keys. So for the chest we just have this kind of mechanical rib cage. But then if we go along here, we can see different little pieces representing different animals. So, here we have wolf, then Kong, then shark, then scorpion. Down here's polar bear, there's tiger. Moving on to the leg, we have Hornet, Cheetah, and Mammoth. Then on the back, we have Falcon. And as is typical, the back is entirely unpainted, but does have a lot of nice detail. And then down the middle we have the belt, which has the SHOTRISE with the Rampage GATLING PROGRISE key plugged into it. Articulation-wise, standard for RKFs, we've got ball joint head, 360-degree shoulder rotation, in and out, with a bicep swivel. Adjustable shoulder pads for both sides. Also have a wrist swivel. The one thing to note is that the range of articulation is different between the two arms. While the right arm is very much freed up in its movement, the left arm is a little bit more restricted because of the way the panels are designed. You only get the arm to lift up that far until it starts to collide here. Additionally, it's a little bit difficult to move the arm back, or rather forward, because the shoulder piece does collide with the little falcon bit right here. Getting into the torso, once again have the ab crunch. The legs go forward and back, in and out. Have a swivel at the hips. You have the deep knee joint and the ball joint ankles. Then getting to its accessories. First off, we have the handheld version of the SHOTRISE. And so for this, we can then remove the belt version of the SHOTRISE. And like with Assault Wolf, they fixed that initial problem and they actually have a molded on SHOTRISE buckle that the SHOTRISE plugs into. And this way, you can have him holding the SHOTRISE in one hand, and still have it look accurate to the show, with it being off the belt. Then we have his alternate hands, which are both these kind of splayed open hands. If you look carefully at them, they have slightly gnarled fingers, and a little bit of character. And they did give them the same asymmetrical molding as the original ones, so we've got the little wolf claws on here, as well as the tiger head on here. And even down to the feet, you can see that asymmetry where we have the wolf claws here, and then the elephant foot and tusks down here, or rather mammoth. And so then we can change out one hand and swap in this piece for the other. Next we have Kamen Burning Falcon, and the reason why I didn't put in one of my typical kind of transformation segues between the two figures is because Burning Falcon's belt isn't out yet, and I'll explain that when I actually get to looking at it here on the figure. So, with Burning Falcon, Jin has traded in his pink color for a bright red. And again, we'll start looking at it from the head down. We can see the head here, which has Jin's trademark style of eyes, with a kind of fiery feather look. We have this cool new armor on the chest. It has a very nice metallic red color to it. And again, it has a feathery look in terms of the design. You can see some of those feathers coming down the arms. The one interesting thing about the body is that instead of having the Metsubo Jinrai style body he originally had, the base suit is instead AIM style. And this mainly has to do with the belt, which is the Zaya SLASHRISE. And since Zaya provide funding to create the AIM's gear, it shares that same kind of design, and in fact the SLASHRISE is basically a modified version of the SHOTRISE. So you can see that it has that same kind of angle design, but with a blade instead of a gun barrel. And this is actually a premium Bandai item despite the figure being sold at retail. So that won't be coming out for another few months. Also see on the back here, he still has those kind of folded up wings as he did before. And then there's not so much else to see in terms of the details. And once again, same deal with the articulation. Though I guess one should be careful with the shoulder pads here, as apparently I discovered that it could potentially pop off. So let's just plug that back in. And yeah, it would seem that the shoulder pads actually only have this much wiggle room to them, so one needs to be careful with them. But thankfully it is the case where they're attached to the shoulder rather than to the chest armor. So it still allows for a free range of movement within the arms. Again, you have the ab crunch, leg articulation, knee joint, and ankle joint. Now, similar to Rampage Vulcan, his main accessory is a handheld version of the SLASHRISE. So we can remove the one from the belt. Again, we have a proper mold on buckle. And so then he can hold the SLASHRISE in one hand. Then for his alternate hands, you have a similar style of splayed out and slightly gnarled hands as with Rampage Vulcan, though there obviously is some difference in terms of design. Although interestingly, it seems that as another product of having the AIM style suit, it has some claw-like bits on the knuckles, though those are probably supposed to be, in this case, talons. And so once again, you can take out one of the hands, and then plug in the alternate one. Just like so. And there we go. Overall, these are a great couple of additions to the RKF line. Like with the previous entries, they have great detail, a good amount of paint, and enough articulation to get them into some very cool poses, as well as having just the right amount of alternate parts and accessories to make them stand out and allow you to create impactful poses. So, if you're looking for good figures of either Rampage Vulcan or Falcon, I can definitely recommend picking these two up. Next time I'll be reviewing the Deluxe Shiny Kira Changer and Shiny Breaker. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.